I don't know what the hell is going on. And we got the cruelest governor in America. He's keeping all our restaurants closed. We got, but you listen, you're an expert on it. What these Democrats are brilliant in the way they grab power, seize power, but don't they always in the end blow it? They go too far, overplay their hand.
That is something it's funny that I've been looking forward to. You do have to live through the period of them going too far, which is never fun. I do want to point out that for those people who say, "Oh, this is paranoia about immigration," they're not going to wreck the country. No, you notice what all of Biden's first executive orders are. It is to overwhelm the country with low-wage immigrants. They satisfy their donors, and they keep this going, and Republicans will never win another election. So, yeah, these are pretty dark days.
Okay, but in normal times you could debate this immigration, but when you got a pandemic and you got tens of millions of people out of work, why would you let anybody in the country? How do they justify it?
I know, because they don't care. They don't care. This is this is everything for them, which again is why some of us wanted a wall. If only Trump had been president. And what else? What else?
Well, let me ask you another question, though. Like bail reform sounds good to them. Bail reform, let everybody on bail. So New York, you get the biggest crime spike in history.
Yeah.
Why don't they say to themselves, maybe we had to back off on that a little? Why don't they adjust it?
No, you're absolutely right on crime. And I wrote quite a bit about this in my book, Mugged, about the crime issue and how it had been solved. But we've gone back and forth, and I warned in the book that as soon as liberals got control of the levers again, the first thing they would do is start releasing criminals. We went through all of these preposterous liberal ideas on crime in the 70s, and what happened? Blood ran in the streets in New York City. The city motto was "No radio." You had the squeegee men. You couldn't walk any place. Rudy Giuliani, the Ronald Reagan of mayors, came in and immediately just implemented policies that conservative thinkers and writers, James Hugh Wilson, had been writing about forever. I mean, also computer technology, which is very important. They knew where crimes were going up, and they'd send cops there. But also enforcing the low-level crimes, the turnstile jumping. Well, I mean, your audience lived through it and knows that it was miraculous. It was miraculous how the crime rate went down. In fact, it was so miraculous when Rudy Giuliani ran for re-election. The New York Times endorsed him. That's what happens if you keep your promises from supporters. You win re-election because it works. It was so miraculous what was done to New York. Life was possible again. Brooklyn was possible. And now I knew as soon as they got control again, I know, let's try releasing criminals. And now you're living through the hell you're living through now in New York. So please, 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 mayoral candidates for New York City. I promise you, I don't care what the New York Times says in its op-ed page. Everyone knows nothing is possible without safety. Please run on a law and order platform. I don't care if you want socialism beyond that.
Well, we don't have any candidate like that yet. We're working on Ray Kelly. That's the perfect candidate. But
how about the Citibank guy? Surely he and his family...
Oh, no, he's the worst. Ray McGuire?
I think so.
Oh, God. You'll go just Google Ray McGuire interview. You'll see a lot of interviews where he's bad-mouthing the police and he doesn't like the police.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's a bad guy. Not to mention his campaign manager is Valerie Jarrett. It's another Obama... Yes. An Obama puppet. That's what we need. So, but
his fancy Wall Street friends can't want their neighborhood Dwayne Reed looted every night.
Well, explain this to me. I mean, even Cuomo, he's not stupid. He sees the biggest crime spike ever in New York. Why doesn't he say this is going to drive everybody to move away? I'll lose my tax base. Why don't they just at least adjust it a little?
I am wondering if maybe Cuomo is just dumb, because this seems very weird. And you're the one who brought up, and thank you, Mark Simone, I didn't realize that the governor has the power to remove a mayor. If Cuomo wants to make up for killing all those old people, remove de Blasio. Good grief. And now, is it de Blasio or Cuomo are thinking of throwing another tax on I guess, just the wealthy in New York? That island is going to be it's going to be a welfare island. There will be no one actually making money on the island of Manhattan.
And if all the restaurants are closed and everything is closed, no Broadway, no restaurants, no anything, what is the point of living here?
Right.
It's the most cramped, crowded place on earth. You're only living here for the fun, the stuff you can do here.
Right.
So,
right. I can't believe the restaurants are still closed.
Yeah, no, you travel around the country. Everywhere else they're open and they're fine. Everything's
even in California. You guys are in head-to-head competition these days. Who can be crazier? Who can wreck a great state first?
What's going to happen with Biden? The fake news covers up for him every day like crazy. Are they going to keep that up for 4 years, covering up all his blundering mistakes?
Well, if you want to have some fun, and I know Trumpsters don't want to even think about politics right now, I'm just hoping their grieving process is shorter than the Democrats. Did you hear? I'm sorry, you didn't ask me this, but I think it was last week. Hillary Clinton was saying that she and Nancy Pelosi had discussed things, and they think Congress needs to appoint a commission to look into Russia's influence on Trump's election.
Wow.
Sorry,
Nancy.
That's what the entire Mueller Commission was. Didn't we go through that for 3 solid years?
In Nancy Pelosi's defense, that was just for sentimental reasons. Take the call. Pretend you're listening to Hillary Clinton. She's from another era. It's just to be polite.
Well, okay, I'm hoping our grieving process is shorter. But if you do want to laugh, you got to tune into the White House press conferences. Basically, every question is, how bad is it coming, what Trump left behind? How relieved are you that Trump is gone? That was the questions to Anthony Fauci. I'm not a huge fan of his. He's a little too much of a Hollywood type.
Not to mention he's always wrong about everything.
Yeah, no, you've done some really good stuff on that, those videos you tweet. But anyone who wants the media to like him, whether it's John McCain or Anthony Fauci, this can only end badly. But yet, and still, I do kind of feel sorry for him, because I watched that press conference live, first one he gave under Biden, and the headlines all around were, Fauci, such a relief to be out from the horror of Trump. In his defense, every question was, tell us what it's like now that Trump is gone. How bad was it under Trump? And he finally said something, it was almost like a game of Simon Says, some tiny little thing, and of course that became the headline.
I'd say we're out of time, but that book you wrote, Mugged, if you're in New York and you're going through this, get this book. It really is the best on any Ann Coulter's books. Go to anncoulter.com. New column comes out tonight, and last I checked, we're still on Twitter, so follow Ann Coulter at Twitter. And go to anncoulter.com. A lot of good stuff on our website, anncoulter.com. Ann Coulter, thanks for being with us.
Good to talk to you, Mark Simone. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.
We will make America great again.